Hey everyone, it's Saturday, January 13th, and there's some college basketball games today. What I'm looking at here is the George Mason at Richmond game. I'm looking at the total at 131.5, 131.5, which is essentially a 66 to 65 game. George Mason, a little bit better offense than Richmond. Their KenPom is 127 offense, 274 defense, and 162 for a pace. Generally not what I look for when I'm looking for an under, but to give you Richmond's numbers, you're looking at 161 offense, 51 in defense. So they have what I would call an elite defense if you're top 50-ish, and a 249 in pace, so a lot slower. So George Mason has not let anyone hit 70 points on them in the last 8 games, except for Tennessee, which is understandable. So their defense has played better recently, which is really what I care about here. And then 4 of the last 5 Richmond opponents have been 56 points or under. The other did hit 66. And again, we're looking at like a 66-65 game at max. Richmond is also not scoring any points. They've only scored over 65 once in the last 5 games, and twice they were in the 50s. So the last 5 games, the defense that they've played that they've kept down, I give you what their offensive rankings for these 5 teams are: 227, 135, 359, 320, and 70. So a couple sub 300 teams. 227 was not very good, but a nice middling in 162, and then a pretty good team in 70, which I think was St. Bonaventure. Only one of those games, of those 5 games, Richmond actually got above 120. So most of those were in the 110s, and so that's a lot of play to get up to 131.5. I think the way George Mason's defense has played recently, and Richmond's defense has been great, not scoring any points. I do think this actually stays below the 131.5. If George Mason hits 70, something like that, I don't think Richmond's going to do their part to get it over. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're somewhere in that 57, 58. So it's okay for George Mason to hit 70. I think we're going to be okay with a 131 under 5. So.